Well, it is no secret the stock market's struggling right now. Most analysts say we are officially in a bear market. As scary as it seems, there is no need to panic over what is happening. So says our retirement expert, Cory Sickles of Safe Harbor Retirement Group. Cory Sickles, thanks again for sitting down with us.
I'm glad to be here, Robin.
All right, I know you have been one that has always told your clients, don't check your 401k balance every week or really even every month for that matter. Right now, it is very hard for us not to take a peek at that. Why would you, though, suggest waiting?
Well, one of the things I would definitely think that everybody should do is, and I know it's tough right now, believe me, the market was down about 30% at the end of March. And the one thing that it's really tough to do is open up that 401k or go online and check your account balance. But I actually think right now might really be a good time to be able to take a peek at that thing, even though it's going to look ugly.
Okay, so typically you say maybe don't take stake, but right now, unprecedented is a word we use a lot, so it might be a time to learn from it. In fact, you're calling it a learning tool for some. So what do you mean by that? What should people take away from it?
Well, one of the things I really think you should look at is how are you mixed? You know, from an allocation standpoint. You know, did you actually experience the full drop of the market, or is your risk tolerance kind of in line, with where it really should be? And that's really one of the things you really should be looking at.
Okay, so where do we start? Because a lot of us look at that and we may see all these letters and things like that and not really even know where we're allocated. So where do we start?
Well, I think the first thing to do is that you can definitely go out to our website, at safeharboroh.com, and we have a risk tolerance survey. We call it the Color of Money Risk Analysis that you can take. It takes 2 or 3 minutes to do, but at the end of the day, or once you're done completing it, it's going to really tell you what is your risk level and how you really should be allocated. And that's why it's going to be important then to, get that statement out to make sure that your risk is in line with your allocations, within your 401k.
And you say this colors of money. For some who also aren't in the industry, what should be kind of your allocation? And I know it depends, but explain to us kind of what the colors of money are.
Yeah, so what I'll do real quick is just kind of, let's just say someone is a balanced portfolio investor, which is pretty typical. So that means anywhere from 40 to 60% of your money should be really allocated to stock and equities. So, if you're a little bit more aggressive, maybe you're at the 60%. If you're, of course, a little bit less aggressive off that, maybe it should be the 40%. So you should be able to look right at your 401k statement. A lot of times they have nice little charts on there. It's going to show you equities. So, if you want to be 60%, check your equities to make sure that you're 60%, or whatever, percentage you want to really be, have invested within equities.
Okay, gotcha. So how do we know, too, if we're looking at these statements, what, I guess, is the range for if an investment has performed well or if it hasn't? I mean, if there's something in there that really has a red flag, will we know it?
Yes. So one thing I would definitely look at, just to kind of make it, let's just try to make it simple. Let's say you're 60% equities, and let's just say the market dropped on your statement 20%, right? I'm just going to use that as an example. So if you go back and compare that versus the S&P and it dropped 30%, that portion of that portion of it dropped about 20. You're probably right on line with where your risk level should be based upon the market performance. The one thing you don't want to have happen is find out that your 100% equities market dropped 30 and your portfolio dropped 40%. That actually means you're probably in some bad investments. And so one of the things you want to do more than anything else is probably have someone also check in to make sure that your investments are good for you as well.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, it gives people kind of a starting point to then maybe say, it's time to look at this. So then you mentioned this risk assessment tool. If somebody's looking at their statement, I mean, is this a good time to just go on that, take that for peace of mind, get a second opinion? What are the steps you're recommending?
Well, the one thing I would recommend is find out what your risk tolerance is. And for a lot of people out there, it still can be a little bit, it could still be a little bit, seem a little overwhelming to make sure, hey, is my risk level matching my allocations within my 401k? One of the things we can do is we can actually work, sit down with you or video chat via Zoom or even a conference call, review your portfolio to make sure you are allocated the correct way. Because one of the things, we're really here to help you. more than anything else, to make sure that you're allocated the correct way, but more importantly, to make sure you're on track to have a, what I would consider a successful, retirement plan as well.
Right. We're kind of right now, everybody's looking at the immediate when we still need to focus for the future. A lot of people, are still hoping to kind of have that 10 years to retirement or wherever you stand. It's important to note that, of course, too. So safeharboroh.com, a great place to start. Cory, is that what you're recommending?
Yes. Yes. All of our meetings are complimentary and there's no obligations. You can get a second opinion on your 401k, your overall financial plan. And the main thing, just like you mentioned a second ago, is, we're here to help. And, hopefully your entire portfolio didn't experience the first quarter that we had. And that's why you want to make sure that you're allocated the correct way, to make sure your risk level, is set up the correct way. And we're really here to help you and guide you, through that process.
All right. Cory, I want to thank you again so much. And again, it is safeharboroh.com. Thanks, Cory.
Thanks, Robin.